and welcome to episode 28 of Crochet Moments. I'm Helen and this is my channel where I like to talk about all things yarn, knitting, crochet and stash. Stash hoarding. I am guilty of stash hoarding. I would like to say welcome to all my new subscribers. It's been nice to see them sort of tick up little. I'm up to 107 as I film. Oh, excuse me, I'm all out of breath. Catherine is my eldest daughter. She's just started her first evening at Girl Guides, and she was a little bit nervous, so I was there a little longer than I hoped to be. So I pretty much ran home to make sure I have time to film while she is away. So you won't hear any of the familiar tapping. There'll be no heckling tonight, so that'll be great. So I've had 2 draws. I've got 2 blanket along winners to announce and a giveaway winner, so I might as well get that out of the way now and do that. So first of all, my blanket along okay, so blanket along is the 3-month make along I've been hosting on my channel. I've been keeping I had a hashtag and I'm considering doing it again next year, so let me know if those of you who joined in, if you'd like to do that again next year, or if you didn't join in, did you regret not joining in? Comments below. I like reading comments. I'm terrible at replying to them. I'm so sorry that it takes so long for me to get back to all those lovely comments that you were leaving. I've just been so busy with work and other life stuff. I'm amazed I found any time to do any of my crafting. I managed to squeeze in about, well, some days it's only half an hour. Other days I'm a little bit more lucky and I get about an hour and a half, 2 hours. And next week I have annual leave. I'm hoping to get all the jobs out of the way in the first couple of days that I have and then I can spend 2 or 3 days doing nothing but crafting, which would be amazing. So prizes. So the first prize for my blanket along is this lovely cake of King Cole Carousel Chunky. And it's in all these lovely purples with the Crocheted Home pattern book. I do apologise, but somewhere along the line the front cover's got a little creased. Okay, so that is the first prize, and that winner is Angelic 22 Books, which I think, let me just double check. I hope it would be great if it was Angela. Is it you? I think it's you, Angela Crackett. So that is your prize, and I'm so excited that you won something because it was you who I'm sure it was you. I've forgotten. But I'm sure it was you who made me come up with the idea. So I'm really pleased that your name came out the hat. So please email me or we chat on Facebook Messenger. So just drop me a message on there with your email address. With your home address. I might even drop you a message later after I filmed this to give you the heads up. So well done, Angela, if that is indeed you. So that is, I'll put the names below. So that's Angela 22 Books. Okay, and the other prize is Crochet Throws and Wraps and another cake of Carousel Chunky, but this time in these lovely browns and creams. I love that colour a lot. So another one I'm quite pleased about came out because this is also a long time follower and supporter of my channel, and that is Tina Brooke. So Tina, have we Facebooked? Possibly. I can't remember if it's Facebook Messenger or email. Just drop me an email with your address and I'll get that out to you as soon as possible. So well done, those 2 winners. So that is brilliant. So now it's the Podiversary winner. Okay, so for my Podiversary giveaway, I was donated some hand-dyed yarn from the very fabulous Attic Spin Dye. So there's the Lord Veterinary colour and Errol the Dragon. These are both Discworld themed colours, which is why the code word to use was Pratchett, who is the author of probably the most amazing series of books ever written, in my opinion. On top of that, I added some yarn that I bought myself, because it's nice having free stuff to give away, but it's also nice to contribute myself. So included in the prize package are 2 balls of sparkly DK Baby Twinkle. Also, we've got 2 balls of Kartopu yarn and 2 balls of the Innocence Bamboo Rich DK. And there's that one. So for this one, I used a random comment generator. So for my Instagram, I put the numbers into my artificial intelligence, who I won't say her name because she answers me as I talk. This one I put it into a comment generator, so to filter out any of the comments that didn't have Pratchett as the code word. And the winner is Anvita Sina, who said, "Hi Helen, happy Podiversary and 100 subscribers. I absolutely loved your daughters and your calming voice." I have a calming voice? Okay. "I will definitely need to look at Pratchett on Discworld. Those are now are new terms to me." Sorry, I've scribbled this down first thing this morning when I drew it. "Your amigurumis are so adorable." So Anvita, you have 2 weeks. So I will, if I haven't heard from you by Friday the 17th of September, and I'll flash your name and the date on the screen. So you've got until the 17th of September to contact me. If you haven't contacted me by then, I'll redraw in time for filming my next episode and I will be giving it away to somebody else. So please get in touch. So that's admin stuff out of the way. Oh, this yarn is so pretty. Okay, so let's move that out of the way a little bit. So it's, oh, and the hand dyed yarns come with some really stunning stitch markers. Let's pop this out of the way. Okay. Oh, I think I could do with a cup of tea. Or something stronger maybe, who knows. So what have I been up to this last couple of weeks? Well, I've been at work. Busy, incredibly busy. And that's about it really. I've just been to work. Brownies, I help out at a local brownies unit, so I've been doing that. But yeah, and trying to squeeze in the crafts and maintaining the girls in getting ready for school, things like that. So they've been back for a week and a half now. So my husband Simon, my long-suffering husband, is finally getting some peace and quiet to do some work because he works from home now. So shall I start with my finished object? I think I should. So my finished object, oh, where's the pattern book gone? I'm all over the place. This rushing to girl guides and rushing back is going to be a bit of an issue. But one of us has to be putting Emily to bed and the other one has to be taking her to girl guides because they happen at the same time. Anyway, my finished object is my first project from this book. You Can Knit That. I will be slowly working my way through this book. On and off, I do have lots of other patterns that I want to make as well, so I will be sort of mixing and matching where I get my patterns from for these projects. And this is the Buttercup mini vest, and there it is. So this has this is made in Aran yarn. This is the Aldi Aran in peach colour. Now some of you more experienced knitters than me might notice I've messed up the pickups along here somehow. I'm not sure what I've done over here. I think I picked up the stitches on the wrong side, so I actually have the bind off edge there. As this is for Emily and she'll just be running around in it in the autumn and winter time and she'll have outgrown it by next winter, I'm happy to leave it like that for now. I'll definitely try better on my next project. But there's the back, which is just plain stocking stitch. I just don't like the way that back is sitting on there. I think it's just the way I've picked my stitches up maybe. I need to watch some videos on that and improve ready for my next sweater. But I really enjoyed making this. It's a really simple pattern to follow and the patterns in this book are really easy to read. She does explain things really clearly, and I knit so much hair into this jumper. The trouble is real when you have long hair. So yeah, so this seed stitch, not the biggest fan of knit one purl one because it just seems to take so much longer than just straight knitting and purling, but I really like the look of it. It's come out really, really well. So that is my one and only finished object for this fortnight. So hopefully I'll see some more finishes over the next couple of weeks because I've got a few projects that are really close, really close to being done. So hopefully we'll see if they get spun on my works in progress wheel. So that's my one and only finished object. So then what have I been working on? Well, I have got a new start, which is here. This is a crochet project and the yarn has been sat on my shelf for a few months now, just begging to be used. And I've sent out a couple of old magazines to a couple of subscribers who've requested them, where I've said it's up for grabs, and they've emailed me. And I was just going through and then I spotted this shawl. So this caught my eye, and I remember when I first got the, so it's a supplement, Stylecraft supplement that I got with the Crochet Now magazine. And I remember that that cardigan is also on my list of things I want to make. And I just thought, I remember thinking I wanted to make that. I have some yarn that's very similar to the Batik Swell, and that is this yarn here. So this is a Stylecraft yarn, and this is the Dreamcatcher. And look at those colours. I just love those colours. And Catherine's already snaffled this shawl. I haven't even finished it. I'm not actually that far from finishing it. I've only worked on it a couple of evenings this week. It's one of those mindless projects, and I know I say I don't like the mindless projects. I like to be able to have something to really get my teeth into. But this has actually been quite nice to work on. I haven't, at the moment, got bored with it, and it's just treble crochets at the moment. The lace comes towards the end. I've got about 6 rows of lace. Oh, crikey. Ah, hook, 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 hook. Hook. I appear to have pulled a stitch because I failed to put a stitch marker in there. So let's just pop that in before I forget that it's been pulled out. Pull a bigger loop. There we go. I'll need that hook in a moment when I finish filming. So here it is at the moment. This is really working up really nicely, and I'm not too concerned that it seems to be a little coming out a little smaller than I expected, because like I said, Catherine snaffled it, so it doesn't need to be a ginormous shawl. Just something that's big enough for her to wrap around and keep her neck warm on her way to school when it starts to get cold in later on in the year. So this has actually been quite a therapeutic project to work on, and I don't know if that's just because I've had so many projects that have taken so long to work on that I just felt the need to have something that's just going to work up really quick. And like I said, this yarn is working up really nicely. It does strangely have these little weird white threads every now and then that comes out as I pull it from the cake. But it's really nice. The makeup of the yarn, so it's a 90% premium acrylic and a 10% wool. There's 435 meters and it's a 150 gram cake. I do like these yarn cakes, especially for things like shawls, just because I like how they come out. And I hope to get this sort of effect when I eventually start using my minis. Ooh, I'm going to start using my minis. I still haven't found a project. But we shall see. That's how much I've got left so far. I'm starting to wonder if I've got enough on that cake to finish the whole shawl. Now the pattern says that I'll need 2 150 gram cakes of the batik swirl. So, which is 550 meters. So yeah, I'm not sure. I have to confess I didn't do gauge. I didn't do a tension swatch, mainly because for shawls and scuffs I rarely feel the need to. Maybe I should. Maybe I really should. But we all know that there are a couple of things that Helen is not great at, and that's sewing the ends in as I go along, and doing gauge swatches because I'm just useless. And it's really strange. I'll do when I do gauge swatches, and I get gauge. When I actually start the project, the gauge is all out. I'm not quite sure what's going on there. So let's look at another crochet project. I've got more crochet projects to show today than knit for some reason. I think it could be because one of the projects on my knitting side has spun a few times, so I've worked on it 2 or 3 days over the last couple of weeks. So my next project to show off is my Get Connected cushion, and I'm just starting the border. So I finished the back. There's the back, and I'm not quite sure what's gone on because it's not square. I really don't know what's gone on. And it's also quite a bit smaller than the front. I'm hoping that I can hide that difference with the border and with the right kind of cushion filler. What are they called? I don't know. My brain has just gone to mush today. Oh dear. Okay, but yes, so there is the back. So the ends are not that important to be sewn in because this is an enclosed border. So that is what I'm working on with the front. So I've done the setup, so I've slip stitched all the way around as per the pattern, and I just need to double check that I have the right amount of slip stitches on each edge before I move on to starting the actual border. But I really, really like that contrast of the yarn, even with just that line of slip stitches. It's absolutely amazing. So this is the Get Connected cushion, excuse me, which was a make along with on the Scheepjes main official Facebook group, and they do regular make-alongs. They have announced there is a new make-along to come along in place of their main crochet along. They're not having one this year, but I've got another crochet along to do, so it doesn't matter. So they've announced there's going to be a new make-along. I will decide if I want to make that when they show me what it is. At the moment they've just done a teaser and there's not a lot teased really. So the hook I'm using is one of my favourite Crochet Society ones. I love the colours of this hook. Every time I need a 4.5mm knit hook, this is the hook I go to. It's my favourite, just for the colours, and I quite enjoy these hooks as well. So the border is going to be in the Stonewashed. So this is all called for type of yarn. I just picked my own colours, and I'm actually quite happy with my colour choices. Usually I'm not great at picking colours. So I've got, these are the main colours. So this is the Nile and this is the Danube. And as you can see, I've actually got quite a bit left. So I need to find a project to use those on. They're a sport weight yarn. I don't have any other sport weight yarn in my stash. So if I were to, I might have to buy some more. Ooh, yarn purchase. But yeah, so that's my Get Connected. So this is a free pattern on the Martin Up North blog. I actually remembered to do a description box last episode, so I shall try and remember to do a description box this episode. So let's just pop that on there because I'll be working on that shortly. Ah dear, all fun and games in House Helen. Okay. Ooh, I just had to go and get a drink. My throat's gone really dry. So the other thing that I have worked on over the last couple of days is my amigurumi. So I am making this one actually. So I'm working from Zoomigurumi book 1. Once I finish this, I have decided that I'm going to let my artificial intelligence decide which pattern book and which pattern I'm going to work on next, after having bought those Edward's amigurumi books from the charity shop, which you will see in my previous episode. And so yes, this is, I can't even remember how many of these I've done now, but here he is. He's Johnny the monkey. Ooh. And most of my previous amigurumis I've done in DK weight yarn. This one has been done, or is being done, in some leftover Paintbox Aran. So this one is vanilla cream, and I haven't got a clue what colour this one is. It's got an arm attached to it. And there's the arm. I'm praying there's enough there to finish the arm, do the legs and the tail. Pray for me. I really don't think I've got enough there. I might have to play around with colour. Maybe his tail will have to be cream. I don't know. But, so here he is so far. Now, don't laugh. He's a little bit wonky. Not very wonky. And he looks better now he's got his ears on and he's attached to a body. So I finished the body. I'm still not 100% happy with how he looks. So here he is. Here is Johnny, or my version of Johnny. So there he is, all given the all the way around. I've started to try and double stitch around the joins now. His head's still a bit floppy though. I'm wondering if I needed to have gone around a little bit more. Just because a couple of the earlier toys I've made, they're starting to lose their limbs from all the hugging they're getting and the being played with. I think I'm finally getting there with the level of stuffing needed. So one of my biggest problems with amigurumi was the stuffing. I either understuffed or overstuffed, and this one, it's got a bit of a squish to it, but he's still quite firm. So he's still cuddly, but he's got a bit of firmness to him. So that is my amigurumi. I'm using my Sirdar hook that I bought from the works. Now it's not too bad, having used it a little bit more now. I think I'm getting used to the handle. The plastic it has got a bit of a strange texture to it on the, it's not plastic. It's sort of like a rubberized handle. But the head of the hook's fine. I'm just not sure. I don't think I'll be buying any more of these kinds of hooks. The Sirdar hooks. As cheap as they are. I do have my eye on some clovers. Maybe I might have to put some on my Christmas list. It's around this time of year that Simon starts to ask me what I want for Christmas. So I tend to just pop a list on Amazon and say, here's some ideas, just make a random selection. Although I also email him a list of yarn dyers that I like and tell him to have a look around those too. Because we all know Helen likes yarn, and I do have a bit of a hand-dyed yarn addiction. It's not cheap though, so, and I haven't been using vast amounts of it at the moment, so I need to curb myself a little bit. Says she, who does have some hand-dyed yarn to show today. Anyway, now this is a blanket that started the blanket along, and I have not finished. I did try. I'm not far off. Just that's the right side. There it is. So it's beautiful colour work, granny stitch panels, and we've got some flowers, and then it's just repeated all along. So I'm getting there with my ends, but So here, this is where I am. I literally have that much left to do. But I only have this much of the mustard yellow. This was a yarn out of my stash because for this blanket I shopped my stash. It's got hair all over it. I need to stop molting. I molt like a dog in the summer. Anyway, I have just that much. That is not going to be enough. So what I'm going to do, this is the colour crafter from, is it from there? Yes. This is leftover colour crafter from my Scheepjes Stonewashed 2020. So I have two options. When I go to do my knitting and crochet lessons tomorrow, I take a sample of this and try and find my closest match and potentially have a panel that doesn't quite match, or I need to make a yarn order. Oh dear, Helen needs to make a yarn order, and that will have to wait until payday because I've got an expensive month this month. So I needed new glasses when I went to the opticians this week, and I have the dentist next week, so all of that is just going to be expense. Because I have I'm under a private dentist. Those UK watches, if you're wondering why I have been seeing expense, it's not treatment, it's just getting seen. So I'm going to go until I run out the next time it spins, and then it will have to go on hold until I can order some colour crafter. And when I do that, I might go through my yarn bookazines and choose a pattern to kit up to go on my pile of projects in waiting, shall we call them. So this is one of the other yarns that I'm using. It's the Aldi So Crafty double knit. I have a lot of this in my stash, varying different colours. And there's going to be another stocking of yarn this in September. It's usually sometime this month that they get the yarn in. So I might I don't know. I think I might just get some of the Aran because I like the Aran. As far as DK goes, I have lots and lots of acrylic DK. So I need to get down that stash a little bit. So I might just see what colours they have. And instead of, as the last time, I just bought a pack of each, because a pack is 4 balls, 4 100-gram balls for about £4 or £5, so it's ridiculously cheap, and it's lovely. It's really nice acrylic yarn to work with, but I just don't have space for it. I'm running out of space for all my yarn. I need to use it before I can buy some more. So those are all my crochet projects that I've been working on the last couple of weeks. So, oh, dropped my hook. So the next, let's have a look at, I've had 3 knitting projects that I've worked on. So I'll start with this one first because it's closest. And this is Simon's socks. I was starting to wonder if they were ever going to come up on my work in progress, my whip wheel, because they just haven't for ages, and I was starting to wonder if I was going to get them done. But so this is the pattern I'm following. You can't really see in that picture. This is it's like a ribbing pattern, and it's got a moss stitch panels. Put my teeth in. Let's have. Yeah, so I worked on this yesterday, and I finished the heel and gusset. So The last time you saw this, I was about halfway down the heel flap. So let's take that spare needle out, pop that back in there. So this is the sock so far. Ignore this bit, I went wrong on that bit. So there is the textured panel, which is essentially just the moss stitch. I'm doing these on the medium size, mainly because Simon and I have similar sized sort of ankles around where the cuff would be and things like that. It's about the same size. So I'm taking a gamble that he is only a medium, and I love this yarn. This is a fantastic budget sock yarn. This is the yarn band has gone missing. It's not in my project bag, which is my Knit Me Sane Christmas project bag. I just haven't got a new one all year. I might maybe put a project bag on my Christmas list. Excuse me. So this is the Zigzag yarn. It's by King Cole, and it is I can't remember the yarn makeup, but it's either a 75-25 or an 80-20 wool nylon mix. I'm not sure, but there it is. I'm quite looking forward to seeing that finished. But then I have the second one to do. It's the rib. I'm not enjoying the rib. The rib takes too long, although now I've got into a rhythm for it. As Soffity said in a comment on my previous video, maybe the second sock will be faster because you're in a more of a rhythm. I'm hoping so. I'm hoping so. But I'm still enjoying my sock adventures. So let's pop that in there. Okay, so another sock project that I have on the go at the moment is in my bag from Soffity. I love this bag so much, Soffity. Okay, and these are the socks from, it's part 3 of the 4 Seasons Knit Along hosted by the Knit Now magazine. And Catherine has asked that I make this for her next. So I'm going to have to try kitting that one up out of my stash as much as possible. These are the Coralliuman socks. They are designed by Michelle Hazel. At the moment, they are only available in the magazine. I do believe you can still get, this is issue 131. I do believe you can still get these issues digitally. So if you can't get hold of a paper copy, as you can see by the post-its, although they've started to be all curled over now, I've got a few things in there that I'd like to make. Me and my post-its. So I came up with a bit of an unusual way to work out how long to make the foot of the sock. I drew around Catherine's foot, and then I measured from the tip of the toe to the amount of distance that it says to leave for the toe. So that's what I've done. Because these are being knit on 2mm DPNs, I have I'm doing these on the medium. I think I cast on the 64 stitches. So I'm very close to finishing the first sock. Very, very close. I'm on the toe. So I've started the reductions for the toe. And that foot just looks so huge compared to the leg of the sock. But Catherine quite likes the shorter sock. So I've sort of done, I only did 2 repeats of the 20 row repeat. So they did 40 rows of the pattern. There's 15 rows of cuff, and I think I did 3 repeats for the leg, for the foot. Yeah, so I've done about 60 rows for the foot before I got to the toe. If they do end up too long in the foot for Catherine, I can still wear them. So that'll be quite good. But this is a hand-dyed yarn by one of the dyers I follow. And it's Dinah's Home of Crafts. She's based in Birmingham, which isn't actually too far away from me. This is the colourway Nameless. Now I did leave a link to this in my last video. I shall try and remember to keep up with description boxes and try and link as much as I can in the box below the video. And I just love this yarn. It's one of, I say one of my favourites. I've got so many that I say it's my favourite. I just like rubbing yarn on my face. And this is one of those ones that you can. Now, obviously it's a sock yarn, so a lot of sock yarns do still have a bit of a, not a scratch as such, but it's got a high wool content. So most wool content, high wool content yarns do feel a little bit on the harder side. But this is so nice. And I'm actually starting to enjoy the pattern of the socks. I wasn't enjoying it all that much, but I think now, because I'm only doing it around half the foot, because it's just stockinette on the base, I don't know. But that is that project. And I have one more knit project to do, some incoming, and then I might discuss some books that I've been reading, because I know some of you like to hear what I've been reading. So my last whip, I can't remember if I had started this last time. Had I started it the last time? No. So this is actually a new one that you haven't seen before either. This is a new start. So this is what I started. Oh yes, of course it is. I started it when I finished this. Oh, wakey wakey. And this is a vintage. Is it vintage? How vintage is vintage? Autumn 2010. So ooh, if it's 11 years ago, does that mean it's vintage? Answers in the comments. So this is the Heartwarming knitted hat and scarf pattern, and it is in this book which came from my mum's stash. So I'm finally starting to get around to looking properly through the patterns and kit things up. So it's actually the cover pattern that I'm doing. And oh, how I wish that competition was still going. £1,000 worth of Hobbycraft vouchers to be won. Oh, I'd be in 7th heaven. Okay, so then there's all these lovely patterns, and it's lovely. There's some, I absolutely love that. Look at that sweater. That's so adorable. Unfortunately, it's going to be too small for either of my two girls. I won't be able to make it for them. But yeah, so this is the pattern that I'm making, and I am having a go. Oh, what's that? Oh no, I'm using my Prim ergonomic needles. So if you remember, these are the ones that I bought because they intrigued me. I did wonder how you go about having ergonomic knitting needles. And they're also plastic, which I don't like. I will persevere with them because I started the project with these needles, so I should continue with them. Although the project, I've finished the hat part that needs this size needle, so I could switch out for my zings on my interchangeables if I can find where my number 4 needles are hiding. They must be somewhere. Anyway, so yes, I don't know, the yarn just doesn't slide over the needles very well, if I'm honest. I love the tips, these tips. They're really thin sort of tips. I love those. They're great for these slip knits and the Pearl 2 togethers. It's just, yeah. But hey ho, here is what I've got done so far. So I finished the main body of the hat, and it's got these lovely love hearts and then these lace panels. And I've started the edging. So the edging is actually knit separately and added on, stitched on. And this is how much of the edging I've got done so far. It's quite fiddly, which is why I only have 6 bumps so far. This hat could take a while to finish, but I need to get it done for Christmas because I'm doing the set for Simon's mum for Christmas. This is a yarn I'm using, the Women's Institute Soft and Silky 4-ply, and I love this yarn. It is soft and it is silky, and I do like the way it knits up. So the definition of the stitches there is really beautiful. I do like it a lot. And I want to make myself something out of it. I want to make a whole sweater out of it. So I've left a nice long edge there for seaming up at the bottom, at the back of the hat. So that's that, and that's all my whips. That's all my works in progress. So I am going to have to show you my incoming now. So, incoming. Last time, I forgot to show you one of the most important parts of my incoming. So, I'd started off discussing about the Scheepjes cowl not going ahead and how I'd decided that I was going to do the Faith Crochet Along hosted by Stylecraft, designed by Helen Shrimpton of Crystals and Crochet. And Helen Shrimpton is a designer. I love her designs. So she is the designer of this blanket. If you like this blanket, it is on her website. I think this is a paid pattern. I did it as part of the Crochet Now Crochet Along. I subscribed when I saw that the subscription gift was the yarn pack and the designer of the Crochet Along was Helen Shrimpton. I've done a couple of her patterns and fully intend on doing more as and when I get time. So I have decided to push the boat out and get the luxury yarn pack, which was £75, and first impressions compared to the Scheepjes yarn packs kits for the crochet along. Not impressed. So if you've seen my unboxing of the Colour Crafter, which is the budget kit for the 2020 cow, which is hiding behind me, you'll see everything that it was nicely. It was a nice box with the picture of the project on the front. There was an extra pattern in there. There were some extras to do. The bonus pattern turned out to be some little stuffed insects that you'd put in a box, almost like the museum displays you'd see of sort of pinned insects. And you got a little leaflet that explained all the inspiration behind the cow and all of that. And this is how the kit arrived for the Stylecraft cow. This is how it arrived. Now, if I had only paid the £35 that the budget kits cost, or so you know, the Colour Crafter kit, for me, I felt like I was being treated like royalty opening that kit. £75. Yes, £75 this cost. Now, I know I have probably got £75 worth of yarn there, but I got 30 something pounds worth of yarn with the Colour Crafter, and I got some other bits. But with this, I didn't even get a little piece of paper saying, this is for the Faith Cow, this is the inspiration of the Faith Cow, this is what our aim is. So, I don't know if I will go to the expense of the luxury kit for Stylecraft again. However, the yarn is amazingly soft. It's oh, this is strokeable yarn. So the luxury kit is the Naturals Bamboo and Cotton. Now, I have wanted to do more in the natural fibres. So bamboo, I've never worked with bamboo. I have worked with cotton yarns. But yeah, so we've got this colour. So this is a 60% bamboo, 40% cotton. It's vegan friendly. It's a DK weight. It's 250 metres for a 100 gram ball. And I can't remember how much they are individually. So I will post a little message up there to say how much they are individually. So this one is, what colour is this one? This one's lavender. But look at that, I love that colour. So I've got lavender. This one is dove. This one is almost coming out of its ball band. Dusk, which on camera looks quite similar to the lavender, but as you can see, this one's the lavender, so this one's a bit more of a purplish hue. Okay, so we've got dusk. Now this one's starting to come unravelled a little bit. I love this colour. This colour is really nice. This is spring green. And this one is chalk. I would personally call that white. So that's that bag. So this is apparently going to be enough to do the whole blanket. I hope so. So we've got a couple more colours in this one. So I quite liked the colour palette of this blanket, this pack. So this is just called Pale Pink. And are they the same colour? Yes, just under different lighting. Blush. That's Pale Pink, and there's some more dove in there too. So that is the yarn pack. Let's just call it a yarn pack. It's not a kit. For the Faith Crochet Along, I'm really looking forward to starting it because it does look a beautiful blanket. It does start on the 17th of September, so 2 weeks, and I can't wait. So yep, hopefully I'll be able to post some progress videos and pictures of that. And happy mail. Now, I know when I was showing off this giveaway yarn, I said when I get paid I'll be buying myself some of that, and I have. So I bought 3 skeins of yarn from Attic Spin Dye, who is the generous person, yarn dyer, who donated this lovely package. Where have I put all those? Compliment slip. So there's their details. I will try and remember to link them down below because you're going to want to buy from this person. So I did buy 3, but I'm only going to show 2 because one of them is a present for somebody who I know watches this channel. So yes, you may or may not be able to guess who you are, but it will be on its way soon. So first I'm going to get everything out of this bag, and so I can try and keep them bristling to a minimum. Now I did post a teaser on Instagram earlier, so here it is. I bought a full 100-gram skein of the Lord Veterinary, and you can just about make out in my lighting this beautiful purple running through the black. This is going to be a pair of socks for Simon. Absolutely, most definitely going to be a pair of socks for Simon. And what I really, really like is they come with these lovely little stitch markers. So this one, so the stitch marker for this one was a padlock, and stitch marker that I've got with this one is a key. And it's beautiful. I really, 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 really like the yarn from this company. They are amazing, and they're so generous as well, because on top of my order they did send me a little surprise, and I'll show you that in a moment. So yes, there's the Lord Veterinary. And also I'd just like to point out they've just moved to this new packaging, and this is completely recycled, I think. Yep. So it's a little bit more friendly to the environment. It's really, really nice paper. Let's pop that back in there to keep it safe. And then I was spoilt for choice. I knew I wanted to buy another colour. I didn't want to just buy one colour. I wanted to buy 2 colours. And I was like, what colour am I going to get? Because daily, Andy, who is the dyer behind Attic Spin Dye, posts pictures of his yarn, and daily I add to my wish list in my head of colours that I want. And it's not just his Terry Pratchett Discworld themed yarns. There are some absolutely stunning colourways. Head over to his Etsy shop, completely empty out his buckets of yarn to make him have to dye some more. Actually, no, I think he's got a yarn show coming up, so let's not completely empty his stock. But yeah, we all need to go and buy some yarn from Andy. So here is the other colour I chose. This is Magrat Garlic, who is another character in Discworld novels. I absolutely love this colour. This might just have to, I don't know, this could be a cowl or it could be a hat. I look so silly right now. I don't know what to do with it, but it has to become something that will show. I was thinking socks, but now I'm seeing it around my neck. I kind of want it to be a scarf or a cowl or something. I'm going to have to look out for some cowl and scarf patterns. So there is the stitch marker that I got with it, a little witch's hat, because Magrat Garlic, if I remember correctly, is a witch. I need to reread those books because my memory of them is fading. I only know that I absolutely enjoyed reading them. And I love the characters and the stories. I am a bit of a bookworm. So yes, so that was the yarn I ordered, minus the surprise one that is going to be winging its way to my friend soon. But I got a lovely little card from Andy and Ange. And Ange writes that they've sent me some blanket balls to add to my mini collection. Not that she's encouraging me to start another blanket. Smiley face. So I think I know what I'm going to do with these. I think I might start a mitered square blanket. So the mitered square is just lots of squares made with little minis. I haven't weighed these, but I think they're 10-gram minis. And there's these beautiful colours. Absolutely gorgeous colours. And there's also a little stitch marker. I'm swimming in beautiful stitch markers today. I feel so spoiled. Little teddy bear. He's so cute. So I've got this beautiful, wow, they're all beautiful. I'm just going to say I've got this colour. Let's just blanket say they're all beautiful colours. So there's this one. And I've already been handling them quite a lot, so they're already starting to come unwound a little bit. And then there's this one. Oh, itchy nose. Oh, this one. I need to find this one on their shop, because that one is lovely, as is this one. It's almost like you're getting a little taster of some of the colours. I haven't checked the website to see if these are all existing colours that you can buy in full-sized skeins, but they are beautiful. If I can locate any colour names for these, I will try and pop them on the screen as I show them. This one just doesn't want to stay wound up. I've rewound it a few times, but this one, yeah, this one's definitely a future purchase for me. And this one, and this one, and this one, and this one, and last one is this one. So that is just a big pile of loveliness, and I think I will sit and start a mitered square blanket very soon. So look forward to seeing some of those squares popping up, because I can't wait to start it. That might just have to add, so just bear with me a sec. I'm nearly finished, so just want to show you the books that I've been reading over the last couple of weeks. So I've finished 2 books in a couple of weeks, which is amazing for me. So I've finished this one, Gentleman Jack, which they're both non-fiction books for a change. I really enjoyed watching the BBC drama of this and wanted to read about the real person. I recommend this as a read if you like a bit of non-fiction. Definitely A Woman Ahead of Her Time. And this one, if you didn't want a big deep delve into the life of Victoria, this is a nice light sort of overview, I would say, of her life. It doesn't go in deep into the politics or anything like that, but very good read. And I've just started a little bit of a less light read. This is the 3rd book of the Wolf Hall series by Hilary Mantel, The Mirror and the Light. This is the series of books following the career of Thomas Cromwell. I know you said Oliver Cromwell then. And yes, so I'm really enjoying it. I'm only this far in so far, but I'm enjoyed the first 2, so I'm sure I'll enjoy the 3rd one. So that's pretty much it for tonight. I dread editing this. There's going to be a lot of chopping out where I've taken time to put things back in bags. So if things do seem a bit choppy, I do apologise. If I take a little while to get back to you on your comments, I do apologise. Like I said, unfortunately sometimes life gets in the way and I read them. Maybe I should just heart them and then go back to replying them. But anyway, so Angela, Tina and Anvita, please email me with your addresses so I can get those prices out to you. And I'll wish you all good night. I think I deserve a drink now. And I shall see you all in a couple of weeks. Bye!